Arkansas's #1 trusted source for weather. This is a severe weather alert.
All right, Derek, go.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Derek Cameron back here with y'all. It's been a long time. Feels like it has been forever since we dealt with a river across the United States. But once again, as we are on midnight hour here on this Halloween day now, officially, we have a tornado warning for Washington County in northwest Arkansas.
Okay, I'm not sure what's going on your side, Derek. They cannot hear you for some odd reason. So that's fine. I don't know if you guys heard that in and out, but basically we do have a tornado warning that's in place right now. This is going to go for Washington County here. So we mentioned this earlier on about this potential here. This was a storm that we were watching over in eastern Oklahoma. This is now moving into southwestern Washington County here. So anyone in this area, you need to get to your safe place immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible, and get to that lowest level of your home immediately at this current time. So what we're going to do, like we normally do, we're going to put a track on this storm where the hook is, and it's going to be moving to the northeast at about, I'm going to clock it at about 40 miles per hour here. So give me just 1 second. I'm going to turn the volume off over here, and we're good. All right, so this is going to be for Morrill. This is also going to be Lincoln, Perry Grove, Farmington, over towards West Fork, Fayetteville, over towards Ekins, and the Goshen area. Anyone in these areas, you need to seek your safe spots immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible, and get to the lowest level of your home immediately at this current time. Okay, so apparently everyone could hear you, Derek. So we're just going to rock with that. Hopefully everybody can hear him. We're just going to go with it. Okay, so we're going to do that here. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at this storm here like we normally do. And we're going to put a rotation tracker on this. And right now, it is just to the west and northwest of Evansville, or just to the west of Morrill, south and west of Summers, and south and west of the Lincoln area here. I'm going to put this in a kind of a proximity to where Fayetteville is. So Fayetteville, so right over here, this is where the tornadic storm is at this current time. If the trend continues with this storm moving to the east-northeast, it will make a run for the Fayetteville area here. So this is my first call to action for my folks in Fayetteville. I realize it's midnight. A lot of people got work, school, you got Halloween tomorrow, got all these preparations for tomorrow. Get them up, tell them about the situation, and make sure that they get to their safe spots immediately here. And if you guys can do me a big favor as well, let's get this live stream out so that way more people can stay alert and more people can stay ahead of the storm here. Okay, so to repeat, we do have a tornado warning that is in effect for our folks in Washington County, especially in southwestern Washington County. This tornado warning is going to go until 12:30 this evening. Well, this warning, excuse me, this morning. So, Derek, have you heard anything in terms of like any reports or anything like that so far?
Nothing yet. Again, this is a storm that is ahead of our main line. Cameron, if you can put our radar into motion.
Yep, we can.
Our cold front is rapidly moving east. So this is going to be a very short-lived tornado threat, but any storm ahead of the main line does have that potential to produce a tornado at any point in time.
Yep.
Again, this is always our fear whenever you have these type of setups. There is plenty of shear, plenty of instability in the atmosphere. It is just a matter of if we can get a storm to interact with that span. And we have been watching this storm for quite some time down from the Muskogee area, down towards the McAllister area, and this is tracking northeast across eastern Oklahoma for much of the evening hours. But again, our folks in Lincoln and Prairie Grove area, this is going to be tracking towards you as well.
Derek, we'll stop it for just a second, because I'm seeing the comments right now. Some people are saying that you're really far away, and then others are saying that they can hear you. So we're going to work on that before next week. We got another severe threat week coming up Monday. So we're going to work. We're just going to rock and roll what we've got over here. If you could change your mic over there, that might fix the issue, because we had it before the tornado warning got started. Let's see if we can get something going over there. But in the meantime here, folks, we do have that tornado warning that's in effect that's going to go for Washington County. Now, I'm also seeing a lot of people that are concerned from central Arkansas. I want to make this crystal clear. This is in northwestern Arkansas. You got to learn your counties. You got to learn your cities, folks. Okay, that's just how it works when you deal with severe weather. This is in northwestern Arkansas right now here. These storms, as a matter of fact, as you can see on your screen right now, the line of storms itself is coming out of Oklahoma, and it will make into northwestern Arkansas by the time we get within the next 30 to 45 minutes. Central Arkansas, if you need timing, go to our page. It's going to be the first thing that you see. I guarantee it. It's going to be the first thing that you see once you blow our page up. So I want to make this clear. This is not in Little Rock. This is not in Conway or anywhere in Central Arkansas right now. This is for our folks in northwestern Arkansas. This is Washington County, areas that are just south and west of downtown Fayetteville at this point. And Derek mentioned before, this storm itself is running out of time. So as you can see, the line of storms coming out of northeastern Oklahoma is gonna catch up with the storm. As a matter of fact, John Cook, he just told me the tornado warning has been canceled with the storm. So that's some good news. This is what I talked about earlier on, is that if the line of storms were to catch up with these individual cells, it's going to keep the tornado threat kind of at bay here. So that's what we've got right now. But the tornado warning has been canceled per the National Weather Service. I was okay. Okay, did they cancel or to continue it? It's continued. Okay. All right. So apologize. That was a mistake on our end. It is being continued per the National Weather Service here. I was having a hard time hearing you for a second. So let's take a look at that real quickly here. I'm going to go over to the rotation indicator real quickly here, and it's going to be just to the west of the Morrill area, same area that it was just in. Looks like there's another area of rotation maybe trying to get going just to the southwest of Cincinnati. This is over here in Washington County, by the way, northwestern Arkansas. So my folks in Morrill, Cane Hill, over towards Lincoln, Perry Grove, Farmington, West Fork, over towards Fayetteville, the Ekins area, make sure that you're getting to your safe spots immediately here. Wait for this tornado warning to be canceled. Get to that center, lowest part of your home. Put as many walls for yourself, the outside, as physically possible here. Not only are we going to have to watch for the tornado threat, but we're going to have to keep an eye on the line of storms that are coming out of eastern Oklahoma that will move into northwestern Arkansas over the next hour or so. That will pose a damaging wind threat with those storms that will be coming in as well. But any cell that were to get going ahead of the line, I talked about this last night too, any cells that get going ahead of the line is going to pose that tornado threat, and this is what we've got right now. So let's zoom this down even further, all right, and let's talk about some road networks here for just a minute here. So this is going to be Salem Springs Road. This is also going to be Highway 59. That's just to the west of Morrill. Area of rotation right now is fixing to get ready to cross over from Oklahoma into Arkansas. It's kind of riding along the Arkansas-Oklahoma border right now, and then it will fully move into Washington County over the next, I'd say, 5 to 15 minutes here. So, like I mentioned before, I realize it's midnight on a Wednesday night, if I'm correct, Wednesday night, on a Wednesday night, Thursday morning, if you want to be technical. A lot of people got to work, got school, got Halloween stuff coming up tomorrow. You got to get them up, folks. It's midnight. You got to make sure that they know that this is coming. A lot of people have gone to bed by now. You got to get them up. Tell them what's going on. Tell them the situation, and make sure that they're getting to their safe spots immediately here at this time here. Okay, so let's kind of zoom this out, kind of give you guys a perspective here. So that's Fayetteville, Interstate 49, Springdale. That's also Winslow. Fort Smith is at the bottom of the radar screen. The tornado warning right now is just to the south and to the west of downtown Fayetteville at this time. Okay, it's south and west of Perry Grove, and it's west of Morrill. If you want to be technical, it's on that far southwestern quarter of Washington County right now, and it's moving to the north and east here. So let's put a new track on here, give you guys an update on the track here. And if I want to kind of take this out, I'm going to put it about 40 miles per hour. It's going to be on a track kind of like this. Okay, so Lincoln, Cane Hill, Perry Grove, West Fork, over towards Wesley. This is the time to be watching the radar closely, making sure you're getting to that safe place. When we talk about that, that's that center, lowest part of the home. That's putting as many walls between yourself and this potential storm as physically as possible here, okay? My folks in Fayetteville right now, I would be watching this storm very, 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 very closely. As a matter of fact, if you want to get friends, family members up, tell them what's going on, I would highly recommend it. That way, you know, if this thing were to turn northeast, you guys will be well ahead of it, and you guys will already be in shelter here, okay? So anybody that's traveling on Interstate 49 right now, Springdale, Fayetteville, Perry Grove, over towards Elkins, Wesley, make sure that they're taking their tornado precautions immediately at this current time here, okay? So let's zoom this out. I want to kind of make this clear as well, because I know we got people that are tuning in, trying to figure out what's going on. One thing I do want to say before we get back to the tornado warning coverage, if you take a look at the bottom of Derek's screen, there's going to be a radar, and there's watches and warnings. That is a brand new software. Everyone wanted it back in the spring. That is going to tell you the radar. That's going to tell you exactly where everything is. I don't want you guys skimming. I want you guys to pay attention to everything that's on the screen right now. It's going to tell you everything you need to know. Everything's in northwestern Arkansas right now. It's not in central. It's not in not eastern or northeastern Arkansas. Everything's in northwestern Arkansas right now here, okay? So if you need that radar, if you need that information, you can take a look at the screen, or you can go visit our Facebook page. It's also going to tell you the same thing here at this current time. So Lincoln, Cane Hill, over towards West Fork, over towards Wesley, make sure that you're getting to your safe spots immediately here. Now, Derek, and one thing I do want to say here is that line of storms is non-severe right now. And you know, I talked about this last night, and we saw this with model data where there was an outflow boundary that is, I mean, just ahead of the storms here. And what's going on is all of your development is behind that boundary. So it's making that line of storms non-severe. Yes, it's going to be loud. Yes, you're going to have thunder and lightning, gusty winds, stuff like that. But it's non-severe. This is kind of the best case scenario for Arkansas in order to get rainfall without having to deal with a lot of severe weather outside of the cells that develop ahead of the line itself here. So the line itself that's coming out of eastern Oklahoma, northeast Oklahoma, as it stands right now outside of Missouri, is non-severe. The concerns we have are going to be these individual cells. You see a couple of them are also starting to pop up just to the west of the Fort Smith area as well. These individual cells ahead of the line, that is where you're going to have to watch for that tornado potential as you move into the overnight hours in the first part of your Thursday morning here, okay? So let's zoom this down. Yeah, what you got for me?
Let's go back to our rotation view.
Yes, sir. You're gonna
potential area.
You're gonna sound like you're in the tunnel, by the way. Just letting you guys know, he's gonna sound like he's in the tunnel until we get this microphone issue taken care of. Go ahead.
So the potential area of rotation is facing to cross into the Lincoln area now, which is actually north of the warning. Getting stronger indications of very strong low level rotation just southwest of the Lincoln area.
Okay. So that's going to be it right here. That's just south of Highway 62. Like I said, guys, I'm tuning in. I do apologize for his microphone issue. We've been working on it all day. We're going to get that fixed before our next severe weather event. Actually, as a matter of fact, if we get a break from this tornado warning gets canceled, I may hop over there and work some technology magic over there and see if we can get that taken care of tonight. But to kind of add to what he was saying here was the area of rotation itself is south of Highway 62 right now, and it's just to the east. I do believe that's going to be Highway 59 over here that runs south of Summers. That area of rotation, this is what we're going to watch right here. And right now, is like you said, that's on the north side of the polygon box right now. So with that being said, Derek, that actually puts Fayetteville in a little bit more of a risk now compared to where it was before when it was on the southern end of that box. So my folks along Interstate 49 right now, Perry Grove, Fayetteville, it's midnight. Get them up, tell them what's going on, and go on everything. Wait. Okay, so to confirm, the tornado warning has been canceled, John. Okay, so it's been canceled. Okay. We're going to hang on for a little bit, kind of talk about this area of rotation just for a little bit longer because it still looks predominant on radar. But Tulsa has dropped the tornado warning. The tornado watch, by the way, still remains in effect until 3 o'clock this morning from northwestern Arkansas. My folks in Central, everywhere else in the state, it's going to be all-nighter before these storms get here. Like, it's going to be probably first thing tomorrow morning by the time it makes it into central and into eastern Arkansas here, guys. So if you need to get some sleep, this is the best time right now to do it. What you got for me, Derek?
I mean, this is definitely the storm to watch. I mean, by any means, you folks in Fayetteville, Springdale, you don't need to let your guard down. I know, we know this area. This area is very, very, very tornado weary.
Derek,
you know.
I didn't mean to pause you for a second. John, what did you say? They're gonna do what? Okay. Okay, so they're watching it right now per Tulsa, and another tornado warning may be issued with this one. That one, I would say if there were to go a tornado warning, it's going to go for Perry Grove and possibly downtown Fayetteville, based on the trajectory of the storm here. So I didn't mean to cut you off, Derek. You can go ahead. I'm sorry. We got that information in. I had to get that out. So let me double check something real quick. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hang on until we get that tornado warning from National Service in Tulsa here. So what we're gonna do is, even though there's not a warning right now, we're gonna go ahead and put a track on that storm here. So right now, based off the trajectory of it, let's put it at about 40 miles per hour. Fayetteville, Perry Grove, over towards Wesley, and then Hinesville over here. You gotta watch this storm closely. That's Washington, and I do believe that's gonna be Madison County. You're gonna have to watch this storm very, very closely over the next 20 to 30 minutes. Another warning is on the way for National Service in Tulsa. Make sure that you're getting these folks up. It is midnight. I know a lot of people are tired. We got stuff going on tomorrow. We understand. You gotta get them up, folks. I would much rather for them to be up and aware of the situation, for them to sleep through it. Derek, I think your microphone just popped on over there. Your microphone just popped on over there. So we're gonna.
So now, can you hear me?
I'm gonna mute myself. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So now, can everyone hear me? A lot better now.
Okay. So it was echo.
Okay.
It was an echo on the microphone or something. So you go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Hopefully can hear you. All right. So once again, everyone. So again, this is a storm that no longer has a warning. However, we are staying with it. Just because of the potential it does have again, everybody along Highway 62 up to 412, along with everyone along Highway 49 into the downtown Fayetteville area does need to watch this storm, because this does have at least a history of warnings. And I'm seeing a little bit of power outages into eastern Oklahoma. So what that does tell us is at least that it does have a wind damage threat. And hail is starting to increase with the storm as well. So regardless of a tornado threat, large hail damaging winds does continue to be an issue with this storm. Again, not severe warn, not tornado warn. However, do not let your guard down. Our atmosphere is so very unstable until that cold front comes through.
Okay, there you go, Derek. First of all, I want to address something real quickly, guys. Technical issues happen with everybody. That's just how it is. Y'all are going to have to be patient with us, okay? We didn't foresee this issue coming up. We've been working on it all day. You're going to have to be patient with us. Number two, you're not going to disrespect our moderators. It's not going to happen, guys, okay? We are here. We're going to keep you guys updated. We're watching this storm very closely. Even though it's not tornado warn, we're going to watch it. We want you guys to be prepared. For our folks over here in the Fayetteville area, over towards Perry Grove, we're going to watch the storm closely. But please, please, please be respectful in the comments. We are fully aware of the issue. We're going to work on it as soon as this live stream is over, guys. It is just as frustrating for us as it is for you. We are trying to get it fixed. Be patient with us. No need to be snapping at our moderators like that, guys, okay? Just don't do it, okay? I just want to make that clear. So right now, area rotation, we're still watching it near the Perry Grove area. This is moving towards Fayetteville. If you know anyone near the Fayetteville area, make sure that they're watching the storm very, very closely. I am fully aware that this storm is not tornado warned right now. It's a special weather statement. However, we're still going to monitor this very, 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 very closely. Okay, so let's go back over to the radar. And what I want to kind of talk to you guys about as well Why is there 2 screens on the radar? Because back in the spring, we had a lot of people that were demanding to have a radar at the bottom of the screen. Okay, we wouldn't have done it if we didn't have people demanding that for us. So we have radar at the bottom and we have radar at the top because people were trying to figure out where this is at the part of the state. Be nice, be respectful, and be patient with our moderators. The only time we're going to tell you. Just going to be honest with you. Okay, so right now, we're watching the storm very close near the Fayetteville area. John, if you could do me a favor, if you have heard anything from the Tulsa area, this storm is very, very concerning. It's got the area of rotation with it. Right now, I can see, yeah, it's getting that look. So, Fayetteville, I would watch the storm very, 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 very closely here. John, if you hear anything from the National Weather Service in Tulsa, you let me know as quickly as possible here. Okay, so let's zoom this out, kind of give you guys a perspective of what's going on here. Okay, line of storms is still back out in Oklahoma. This is not going to make it into Arkansas until sunrise this morning here for much of the area here. Okay, right now we are watching these individual cells that are coming out of eastern Oklahoma and to northwestern Arkansas here. Okay, right now this is not impacting anywhere in central, in eastern, or northeastern Arkansas. You have a screen at the bottom left corner of your screen that's going to tell you where the storm is, where the watches are. It is in northwestern Arkansas right now. It is nowhere near Little Rock. It's nowhere near central Arkansas or eastern Arkansas, northeastern Arkansas. It is in northwestern Arkansas right now. Okay, my folks in Fayetteville, Washington County, we're going to watch this storm very closely. Let me go back over here. And like I said before, I'm just waiting to see what National Weather Service and Tulsa are going to do. But we're going to stay on the storm because it's still showing a good amount of rotation just to the west of the Perry Grove area here. As a matter of fact, Derek, let me double check. We'll see on Twitter if there's anything in terms of reports. Because I know Tulsa right now is watching it, but there's no warning coming out from them. And I want to make this clear too. We don't control the watches. We don't control the warnings. That is strictly the National Weather Service, guys. We don't control all of that. So what we do is they put the watch out, they put the warning out. We just tell you guys where it is, where it's headed, and what to do in the face of a warning here. But we don't control who and where these warnings get issued for. But I would say, Derek, it's got that rotation with it. It is just to the west of Perry Grove, and I mean, it's just southwest of Fayetteville. I would go ahead, if I'm in Fayetteville right now or along the interstate, I would go ahead and seek your safe spots immediately, just to be on the safe side, regardless if it's a tornado warning or not. I would go ahead and do it because this has a good amount of rotation with it. I can double check the product that we used back in the spring. Let's take a look at the rotation strength with this real quickly here. It's gonna be coming up here just some. Yeah, it's got it. It's got the rotation with it here. It's on the weak side, so I see why they haven't pulled a trigger with the tornado warning as of yet. But I can do this, and we can put the rotation tool right here. So that's where the area of rotation is going to be. Right now, it doesn't look very, very, very strong. It looks like everything's at the lowest levels of the atmosphere. Once you start climbing up in the atmosphere, looks like the rotation is starting to die off a little bit. I see why they haven't pulled the trigger just yet. But Fayetteville, along Interstate 49, Perry Grove, go ahead, get in your safe spots just to be on the safe side. I would much rather for you guys to be there and nothing happens than you not be there and then, you know, we get something to happen and there it is. Yeah, there we go. There's a tornado warning. So we were waiting to see what they were going to end up doing with this, and we've got a brand new tornado warning that does include downtown Fayetteville, Springdale, Johnson, along Interstate 49. So what I want you guys to do, I know it's midnight, okay? It is midnight. You need to get these folks up, okay? I'm going to stress this one last time. This is in northwestern Arkansas. This is nowhere near Little Rock or Hot Springs or Conway, nowhere near central Arkansas. This is in northwestern Arkansas. This is just outside of Fayetteville. If you know anyone in downtown Fayetteville, Johnson, Springdale, you need to get them to safety immediately. You need to tell them to get to the safe spot, get to the lowest level of your home, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible here. So we now have a brand new tornado warning that is in effect. It is right there along Highway 62. What happened over there, Derek?
That rotation is really, really strong.
Yeah.
I'm really getting concerned for our folks at the U of A campus.
Yeah, the U of A.
Farmington, U of A, south of Johnson to Dawson.
Yeah.
Very, very concerned now is downtown Fayetteville area.
Yep. So, Derek, if you can do me a quick favor, can you go turn that off? That might help with your audio issue. I'm not sure. Um, Over here. That might help with your audio issue. I'm not sure yet. Um, I don't know why. I don't know why you had a microphone issue. I'll have to figure that out once we get past this event here. But yeah, is this so? Tornado warning still remains in effect here. Let's go ahead and talk to you guys about that tornado warning here. So it is going to be for Washington County. Let's take a look at it. It's going to be Central Washington County until 1 o'clock in the morning. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Perry Grove, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is going to go for the following areas. It's in Fayetteville, Springdale, Farmington, Perry Grove, Tonytown, Lincoln, Drakefield Airport. Derek mentioned this before, the U of A campus, also towards Cane Hill and Vaney Grove over here as well, and Wheeler. If you know anyone in these areas, take your tornado precautions now. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible here. To repeat, this is going to go for downtown Fayetteville, Springdale, Farmington, Perry Grove, Tonytown, Lincoln, Drakefield Airport. Take your tornado precautions immediately. Get to your safe spots. That is getting to the lowest center part of your home and putting as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible here, okay? I want to make this crystal clear for those that are just now tuning in. This is Central Arkansas. That is Northwest Arkansas. This is in Northwest Arkansas, folks. If you're in Little Rock right now watching this, this will not impact you whatsoever. This is for our folks up here in Fayetteville, the campus of U of A. I'm very concerned for our folks that are traveling on Interstate 49 right now, our truckers, the ones that work overnight. Give them a heads up. Tell them what's going on. We got a tornado warning in place right now here. Derek, yeah.
Ground now. Fayetteville is being in ground now. In Rock, over here on our product over here, has gone 90%.
Yeah.
Over here. Let's go to the environment view on our radar over there, Cam.
Yep. Already got you pulled up.
So
there it is. It's just southwest of Farmington and just to the east and northeast of Perry Grove.
This is the strongest signature I've seen so far from this storm.
Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and put a rotation tracker up real quick, and it's going to be right over here. Okay, I've heard two people at once, John and Chandler.
Debris.
What, debris?
Yep.
Debris? Okay, I can check it out. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
there.
Let's take a look at it real quickly here. There's your debris tracker here. So it is where the area of rotation is right now. It looks like it's going to be Farmington. Right now, it's just to the north and northeast of Perry Grove. Fayetteville, you need to be taking your tornado precautions now. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. Get to the lowest level of your home immediately. To repeat, if you are in downtown Fayetteville right now watching this live stream, you need to be taking your tornado precautions now. Get away from windows. Get away from the exterior walls. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. And get to the lowest level of your home immediately at this current time here. Okay, so to repeat, tornado warning in place for Central Washington County. This is going to go until 1 o'clock in the morning. This includes Fayetteville, the U of A campus, Springdale, along Interstate 49, Farmington. Take your tornado precautions now. This also includes, like I said, Interstate 49 between mile markers 57 and 72. So anyone in these areas, they need to take their tornado precautions immediately. Heidi, if you're still here, Chandler or John or someone, can you guys post on the page that we have a tornado warning for downtown Fayetteville, and that we're live right now on Facebook and on YouTube going over this tornado warning at this point. If one of y'all can take care of that, I don't care who, just one of y'all get that taken care of on Facebook. Thank you very much. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rotation detection real quickly here, Derek. There it is, man. It is just to the west of Farmington right now. Let's go ahead and go back over to here. At 60 mile per hour winds coming into the storm. Not coming into the storm, coming into the radar, excuse me. That's about 15 going away. That puts you about 75 to 80 miles per hour. That'd be a low end tornado, but that doesn't matter. It's still capable of producing a tornado, and you still need to be taking shelter immediately here. Go ahead, Derek. What you got?
The last 5 minutes, power outages have rapidly jumped in this area.
Okay. If you guys didn't hear him, he said the power outages have jumped across this area here. So this is for Fayetteville right now. Like I mentioned before, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible, and get to the lowest level of your home immediately here. What I've done is I've kind of taken off the state highways. I put on just the interstate, and we're going to turn on the county roads here, not county, your local roads that are in place. And we're going to zoom this down, kind of give you guys a street level view on what's going on here. So bear with me for just a minute. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take a look. This is going to be our rotation detection here. So we come up in a second. So the area of rotation where you need to be concerned of where the tornado would be right in here. It is pretty much, if it matches up to what your side is saying over there, it's right over Farmington right now here. So you've got your winds going towards the radar because you're looking at it from Tulsa's perspective. So you've got winds going towards the radar, and then you've got winds coming away from the radar. I can draw that real quickly so you guys get a perspective here. So winds going towards the radar, which is going towards Tulsa, and then you've got winds going away from the radar that's going away from the National Weather Service in Tulsa. And that's where you have that area of rotation right now, just centered right over Farmington here. So anyone in this area, get to your safe spots immediately.
Get outside and look.
Yes, yes. And I want to stress that too. You know, it's midnight. It's pitch black. You're not going to see this coming, okay? Do not try to go outside and get videos or photos of it, stuff like that. Leave that to the professionals, guys. Your safety comes first. I want to make that clear. This is not a TikTok challenge. This is not trying to get famous. You know, $50 is not worth your life. It's just not. That's what's just going to happen. It's $50. It's not worth your life. You need to take your tornado precautions immediately, especially my folks in downtown Fayetteville right now here. You need to get to safety immediately. Get to that safe spot. That's putting as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible. Get to that lowest level of your home immediately. I'm getting comments saying that, you know, U of A haven't sent anything out. I want you guys to do it for them, okay? Share this live stream. Tag your friends. Tag your family. Tag those that are at that campus. Get their attention. Make sure that they're getting the safety immediately here, guys, okay? So to repeat, tornado warning in place right now. This goes for downtown Fayetteville. That does include the U of A campus. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. You need to get to your safe spots, get to that lowest center part of your home. If you're in a mobile home, what you need to do is you need to try, I know it's midnight, you don't have a lot of options across the board. What you need to do is, mobile home is not going to be safe, so try to find a ditch. You know, if you're in a regular house, structured house, you want to be at that lowest center part of your home and put as many walls to yourself and the outside as possible. Grab pillows, blankets, mattresses. Protect yourself from this potential tornado here. Now, Derek, I don't know if it looks, what radar are you using over there, Tulsa or Fort Smith?
Fort Smith.
You're using Fort Smith. Okay, so I can change to Fort Smith real quick and take a better look at this here. So give me just 1 second, and we can get that taken care of. Yeah, there we go. All right, it's coming up here shortly here. So there's the area of rotation. Let's zoom this down, and what we're gonna do is, this is centered right at Fayetteville here, guys. So I'm gonna take off the rotation tool for just a second, so you guys kind of see where the tornado is right now. So pretty much right now, it is on the eastern side. On the western side of Fayetteville right now here along Interstate 49. If you haven't gotten these folks up, you need to do it immediately. What you got? What's up?
Let's zoom in on the roads.
Yep, already got it. Already got it up.
So U of A is just east of there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh man,
25
yeah,
miles.
yeah. There's the rotation strength with this, and it's on the strong side. It is absolutely the strong side. As you can see, there's Razorback Road being pulled up. There's Martin Luther King Boulevard. So the U of A is pretty much right here. So folks, get their attention immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between yourself, the outside as possible, and get to the lowest level of your home immediately at this current time here. So I've got folks that are texting folks at the U of A, getting them up, getting them ready to go. The alarms are going off there, according to some folks up there. That is absolutely great news. I love hearing that. Let's keep that trend going, and let's get these folks to their safe spots immediately here, guys. So this is our rotation strength. This basically tells you how strong the area of rotation is. I mean, and it's just a bullseye just to the southwest of Fayetteville, downtown Fayetteville right now. That is Razorback Road. That is Martin Luther King Road. That's U of A. You need to be taking your shelters immediately here. Go ahead, Derek.
So
What you got?
confirmation.
Yeah.
This is coming from our friend Zach Hall.
Okay.
It did produce a tornado.
It did produce a tornado.
Just
Okay.
southwest, west Fayetteville.
Okay.
So we're going to treat this as if it's on the ground.
Okay. And that would be a pretty much an emergency situation for downtown Fayetteville here, and that does include the campus of that does include the U of A campus here, guys. So I'm gonna take off the county roads for just a second, so you guys kind of get a clearer view of where this is. But I am gonna turn on the state roads right now here. Okay, so Fayetteville, that is Highway 16. Let's go back over to our rotation strength real quickly here. Right now, it is right over downtown Fayetteville. Okay, for where the area of rotation is. It is right over Fayetteville. So I hope we got a lot of people's attention. Folks, you gotta get to your safe spots immediately here. Let's do this. Let's kind of recollect ourselves and let's give our folks downstream a heads up on what's going on here. Okay, so there's the area of rotation. I'm gonna track this to the northeast. I'm gonna clock it. Let's go 40 miles per hour. Okay, so that's gonna be obviously Fayetteville coming up at you pretty much now. The Goshen area and also Henningsville. Excuse me if I pronounced that name wrong. I do apologize. But it's going to be headed towards that area within the next 20 to 30 minutes here. That does include Highway 412. That's including Interstate 49. You know, we've got a lot of people that work overnight. I got the truckers. Go ahead. What you got?
Debris right outside of Prairie Grove.
Debris outside of Prairie Grove.
Yep,
Oh,
so
man.
We're getting multiple reports coming in now.
Okay.
Prairie Grove, Farmington as well. Starting to see multiple reports there as well as down towards Dutch Mills when the storm first crossed over.
Yeah.
So if you live in Fayetteville, this is a very dangerous situation. Again,
Yeah.
not seeing any confirmation in Fayetteville per se, but leading up to it, we have gotten multiple reports all along US 62.
Yeah. And like I said before, folks that are just now tuning in, I want to kind of clear something up. I know Derek's microphone issue. Once we get past this tornado warning, we're going to get that fixed. I know the problem. I can hear the problem. I know what it is. I just can't physically get out of this chair and fix it right now. So just bear with it. You guys, if y'all hear him, he sounds like he's in that tunnel in Fayetteville. That's just how it is. But we'll get that taken care of. But right now, the most important thing is if you know anyone Northwest Arkansas right now, especially in the Fayetteville area along Interstate 49. That goes also for my folks in northern Madison County. That's going to be Carroll County. Make sure that they're taking their tornado precautions immediately. Let's go back to how we normally look at the radar here. This is a lone supercell that is ahead of the main line that you can see coming into northwestern Arkansas right now. That's coming into northwestern Benton County here, okay? So this is ahead of the main line. And this is where that tornado threat is going to be maximized with any storms that get going ahead of the line tonight here, okay? I've got a lot of questions for the Rogers area, and also keep in mind, folks, you know, I don't want anyone in the comments, you know, bashing people for having anxiety and stuff like that. You also got to realize something. We had a monster supercell come through in May, you know, changed a lot of these folks' lives up here. Obviously, they're going to be anxious when there's a tornado warning or any kind of tornado threat. Please be nice in the comments, guys. Y'all are going to have to be nice, these folks up here. They've been through a lot. My folks up here in Rogers, Springdale, you know, this is not going to affect you up there and up there in Benton County. This is going to affect our folks in Washington County, over towards Madison County, and over towards Carroll County at this current time here. So, Fayetteville, stay where you are. Wherever you are, stay where you are. Make sure you're in your safe place. Do not get out until this storm has passed over your area. We're getting reports that this thing may have produced a tornado. Right now, you need to stay where you are. Okay, you need to stay where you are. If you're in downtown Fayetteville, do not try to go out and see it. You're not going to see it. All you're going to see is just one massive cloud coming your way, and that's going to be the tornado. And by the time you see it, it's going to be too late. So if you're in Fayetteville, stay where you are. I need to make that clear. You need to stay where you are if you're in Fayetteville. My folks over here in northern Madison County that live along 412, that are traveling on 412 right now, we've got truckers, etc. They need to be seeking their safe spots immediately. Go ahead, Derek.
So
What you got?
I've got Arkansas.
Okay.
Pulled up.
Yeah.
Looking on 49 South into the area. 49 is almost virtually stopped.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of flashing lights over 49 right now. Again, the storm has crossed over 49 is now moving east of the area.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing a lot of flashing lights. I cannot confirm or deny whether or not there's still any tornadic potential with the storm via visual, but seeing multiple highways with cars stopped and flashing lights.
Yeah.
71 and I-49.
Yep. So we're going to kind of clear this up to kind of where this is right now to kind of recollect ourselves. Let's zoom out, kind of put a perspective on this, okay? This is central Arkansas. This is southern Arkansas. This is east. That's northeast Arkansas. This is west. And this is northwest Arkansas, okay? Where the tornado warning is right now, right over downtown Fayetteville. If you've ever been to a Hawks game, this is reminiscent. You know, this is where it is. This is where it's going to be up here in Fayetteville, up here at the U of A. This is where it is right now, okay? The area of rotation as it stands just crossed over the Fayetteville area. It is going to be moving into Madison County here. So let's take a look at here where it is right now. So you can see the area of rotation just crossed over Fayetteville. Okay, Fayetteville, you need to stay where you are. If you're in Springdale, the Lowell area, Rogers, you're good. But what? Okay, so I was hearing myself for some reason. Okay, so but just kind of going over to what I was mentioning before. Springdale, the Lowell area, Rogers, you're good. Okay, I want to make that clear. You're on the north side of the storm. You're going to get a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of lightning, some hail could be possible. But the tornadic part of the storm is east and northeast of downtown Fayetteville. Just went over Fayetteville. We're working on getting some reports in. My team, if y'all can hear me, feel free to let me know of any reports that y'all get me. Same thing to you, Derek. If you have anything, just feel free to break in. But right now, the area of rotation as it stands is east, northeast of Fayetteville. It is just to the east of 265, north and west of Highway 45 over here. If you're in Rogers, the Lowell area, Springdale, you are good to go. Let me make that clear. You are good to go if you are in that area. Everywhere northbound on Interstate 49, you are good. It's just going to get loud. You're going to have a lot of thunder and lightning. It's going to sound like a tornado, but I promise you, the tornadic part of the storm is south of that area. But for the Goshen area, over there towards northern Madison County, that's going to be Highway 23, Highway 412. You need to be seeking shelter immediately here. Now, I am seeing some good news, Derek. If you could confirm on your side too,
Yep.
It does look like the area of rotation is starting to die down. That does not mean anything. I want to make that clear. It does not mean anything. We've seen this before, where these storms will pulse up. They are rather intense, and then they have this cycle mode where there's not much going on, and then they can re-intensify very, very quickly here. Okay, so right now, for those that are wondering, the tornado warning itself is in Washington County. The area of rotation is east, northeast of Fayetteville. Okay.
Feeling effects at the front.
The what?
It's starting to feel effects at the front.
Yeah.
Your front has just crossed into areas from Bella Vista down to Silent Springs.
Yeah, and that's a good thing here. So basically, what he was mentioning, if y'all didn't hear that clearly, the cold front that we talked about last night, the cold front that we've been talking about, is starting to affect this storm here. Basically, what's going on is you've got this rogue cell ahead of the main line. Let's go back over to how you normally look at a radar that you see on your mobile app, stuff like that. You've got a rogue supercell, a rogue storm ahead of the main line itself. You notice something. The line itself that's coming into Benton County is not warned right now. This is a best case scenario for Arkansas in terms of that line. Is that line itself is non-severe, but it's producing a good amount of rain and thunder and lightning, but it's non-severe. The biggest thing that we have to be worried about here in Arkansas is going to be these cells that are going to develop ahead of the main line throughout tonight. First part of your Thursday morning, you're going to have to watch these individual cells that may try to get going. That's where your tornado threat is going to kind of manifest itself. That's where it's going to be. Along the line itself, it does not appear that we will have a tornado threat along the line. It doesn't appear that we don't have, looks like everything's what we call post-frontal. Everything's behind the front. So that means that you don't have the inflow coming in to support the tornado threat along the line itself. So tornado warning here, that's going to go, let me click on this real quickly here. Tornado warning is going to go until 1 o'clock in the morning. That's another 13 minutes from now, okay? The line of storms here stretches from southwestern Missouri all the way down to the Red River. That line that you see on your screen right now is going to push into Arkansas late tonight into your Thursday morning here. I want to make this clear. You've got to know your counties. You've got to know your cities. I know everyone that's listening to this live stream right now has one of these. Okay, it's a quick Google search. It's going to tell you what you need to know. Okay, our moderators are trying to get to you as quickly as possible, but please meet us halfway. You've got to know your counties. You got to know where you live here, guys, especially with severe weather. No, that's not us harping on you. That is safety. That is safety 101. Because if you don't know where you live, you won't know where the watches and warnings are, and that is life-threatening. Okay, you got to know where you live. You have to know where you live when you deal with severe weather like this here, guys. So, Derek, I hope you haven't heard anything. Have you heard anything on your side?
Nothing new.
Okay.
New at this time. Getting more and more power outages coming up. Every time I look, more and more and more.
Yeah.
All coming out of Washington County. So this is probably going to be where our potential storm, our tornado, has a track.
Yeah. And, we talked about this last night, after the live stream, Derek, that, that the HRR had these what we call holistic tracks, or these rotation tracks through Benton and Washington County just after midnight. And, that's what we're seeing right now here up here in northwestern Arkansas. This is what we've got. So we've got, how many? 2,000 customers without power?
Yes.
Okay. And John just said that National Service in Tulsa, they're going to let the tornado warning expire at 1 o'clock here. Because I do believe this supercell here is starting to feel the effects of the front, like you mentioned, and the rotation and stuff has started to die off here. So that's some really, really good news. Really, 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 really good news, especially for our folks up here. They dealt with the supercell of the year up here back in May. Last thing they need is another tornado event up here. But it does appear that this is the rotation starting to die off. The front starting to try what we call undercut the storm, which is going to help get rid of the tornado threat here. But we're still going to monitor it very closely. What we're going to do real quickly here is we're going to put a track. All right, so this is going to be the track of the storms. And John just said we've got some reports of damage.
Yeah.
In Sundown Ranch. I think you're in the same server I am, so you should hear the same thing I hear. But yeah, that's what we've got right now here, guys. We're getting reports of damage from the storm, and to be honest with you, I can definitely see how this thing produced a tornado. The environment was there. I told you guys last night in the live stream that if there were to be a tornado threat, or were to be the greatest area for a tornado, it would be in western and northwestern Arkansas, and this is what we've got right now here. So they're going to let the tornado warning expire at 1 o'clock. Once that happens, what we're going to do is we're going to continue the radar updates. Right now, we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings along the line itself. So right now, we're just going to have radar updates posted on the page. Obviously, any urgent news comes our way, we will let you guys know. We'll be live instantly, so you don't have to worry about that. But right now, this is what we've got. There's the track. It's going to move to the east-northeast. It does appear that the area of rotation has died off significantly from what it was before. However, we're still going to watch this situation very, 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 very closely. Let's zoom this out. Let's put a lot of nerves to ease right now here. I want to make this clear. This line of storms, for our folks in Little Rock that are listening to this right now, Hot Springs, Conway, I love y'all to death in Central Arkansas. Get some rest, okay? Get some sleep. It's not going to be here until first thing tomorrow morning. If it's just now making it into far northwestern Arkansas as of 1 a.m., it's not going to be in Little Rock until at least by the time everyone gets up for work, gets up for school, etc. So if you live in central or southern or eastern Arkansas right now, you're listening to this, please get some sleep. I know how these systems work. I know the storm anxiety, etc. When you hear that tornado threat, it just makes you freak out. I'm reassuring you guys right now, you're good to go for tonight. It's going to be sunrise tomorrow morning by the time this line of storms make it into central Arkansas. But my folks in western and especially northwestern Arkansas, keep your guard up. We're going to watch it. Tornado watch still remains in effect until 3 o'clock this morning here. Go ahead, Derek.
So right now, I'm just kind of just double checking right now. Again, not seeing anything damage wise. Pretty much all along Highway 62 is around. I'm seeing our power outages, our reports of damage. Prairie Grove to Farmington to south and central portions of the Fayetteville area, just south of campus.
I just saw that one comment that I absolutely love. I'm gonna pin actually. That are people that there's someone that made a comment about people coming in and trying to see where this is and stuff like that here. I love that. Thank you for that, by the way. But just kind of reassuring everyone right now. Okay, tornado warning still remains in effect. I do believe they're gonna let it go at 1 o'clock in the morning. So in the next 8 minutes, tornado warning is gonna drop. But the biggest thing I do want to stress is my folks in Benton County, Washington County, Carroll County, Crawford County with this line. That line of storms itself, it's going to get loud. It's going to sound like a tornado is coming through. I guarantee you, unless a warning has been issued, there is no tornado. I want to make that clear. Okay, if you're listening to this right now, I get it. We all get it here. Okay, nobody's going to judge you for having storm anxiety. I want to reassure you, the line of storms itself, Derek, this is best case scenario for that line. It's a line of non-severe storms. We talked about this last night. That's coming in. This is going to give us beneficial rainfall for us here in Arkansas because it's been so dry. And it's also not going to cause a whole lot of issues when it comes in. Yes, it's going to be gusty winds. It's going to storm. It's going to sound bad outside. But right now, that entire line of storms that's coming out of eastern Oklahoma and southwestern Missouri is non-severe. And they have canceled the tornado warning. Okay, and there was talk about the power outages earlier on. Tornado warning has been canceled for this storm here. So they have dropped off the tornado warning. The tornado watch itself goes until 3 o'clock in the morning for our folks up here in northwestern Arkansas. They believe that's going to be Benton, Washington, Madison, Carroll, and Crawford County. That's going to go until 3 o'clock in the morning here, okay? Line of storms is going to push through. Like I said before, it's going to sound like it's storming out. It's going to sound like it's, all HELLs breaking out outside, but it's not, okay? We're here. We're going to monitor it. We're going to have radar updates all night. We got an entire team that's going to be here all night. We're going to be here. We're going to keep you guys updated, okay? So right now, as it stands, no tornado warnings in the state right now. That tornado warning has been canceled. We're going to watch these cells very closely. They're coming out of eastern Oklahoma and they're coming into northwestern Arkansas. However, these storms, these cells are running out of time because the cold front is rapidly coming in and it's going to undercut these storms and it's going to help get rid of that tornado threat here, okay? Derek, do you have anything you want to add on before we leave?
So biggest thing is, for our folks in Northwest Arkansas, once we get all these reports in, we will share them on the page and get everything up. Our power outages, damage, and obviously any potential track as well.
Yeah. So also, just like I said before, I see people in the comments and stuff like that. We're here, okay? I understand. Storm anxiety is real, guys. I get it. But we're here. We're going to keep you guys updated. Like so before, I don't think I have anything else. Having the power outages and everything like that. That tornado warning that you see on your screen right now has dropped. So we're good. It's going to expire at 1 o'clock. So that's going to be a done deal. And that's all we've got for you guys right now here. So if another warning gets issued, I want to make this clear. If another tornado warning gets issued, if you're new here, you've never heard of us before, I'm Chief Forecaster Cameron. That's our director and our owner of AWW, Derek, over there. We got an entire team that is behind the scenes, working, answering questions, doing everything that you guys need done. I want to reassure you guys, if another tornado warning gets issued, we're going to be here, okay? You don't have to worry about the lack of coverage or anything like that. We're going to be here, okay? We're going to keep you guys updated right here in your source for all things Arkansas weather.